Right, good morning one and all. It's Tuesday morning, so normality's returned. It's the 14th of October, so we're nearly halfway through another month. Skippy is in the front room as we speak. She got up with me this morning. I got up at 5 o'clock and Skippy got up at the same time. She said she'd had so much sleep she just needed to get up. She said once she feels tired again she's going to go back to sleep, but she said in Brisbane when she got up at 5 o'clock this morning she said it would have been 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so that's what she was used to, so she's got to readjust her clock. So I don't think she's going to be getting up at 5 o'clock every morning, but she's up this morning. So she's sat in the front room with Snoopy on her feet. Stooty's in the doggy day room, I think. They've all been having lovely cuddles. It's lovely when the boys found Skippy last night. That's really, really good. Sooty found her first, then Snoop joined in, but it was a lovely, lovely moment. Right, I've got quite a bit of washing up to do, so I thought I'd do that for you guys before I go to work. Line the cups up. I've got loads of cups. There we go. And then I'll sort the rest out in a second. Right, I think we're there. Right, let's get this lot done first. Right, so it worked really well yesterday. When I got back from work, I was allowed to finish work at 4 o'clock. And by the time I got back to Lavenham, it was 5:15. So I got the boys out of the kennel, fed the boys, and just move that over. Fed the boys and let them have a run around the garden. So I shot upstairs and got changed. So that was 5:15, and I was leaving the house at 5:45. So that was good. That was really good going. So it took me half an hour to get all that sorted. I left the boys in the house because they didn't need to go in the shed anymore because I wasn't going to be that long. So I shot off to Stansted, and it's a 3/4 of an hour drive to Stansted, so I got there dead on 6:30, which is when her flight landed. Now I had one of my Scottish angels, Karen, was watching on the computer, watching the plane movements, and she phoned me up to say the plane's just landed just as I got to Stansted, so that was fantastic timing. So I got the car parked, shot up into the actual terminal itself and got to the arrivals gate, and I stood there for about half an hour waiting for Skippy to turn up. It took quite a while for her to get out. Even though she only took hand baggage and she didn't have to go and collect suitcases or anything like that, it still took a while for her to come out. So once Skippy got out, we decided to come straight home. Skippy said, let's just go home. Because, it was suggested that we have a cup of coffee, but she said, no, come on, let's just go home. So we drove back, but I hadn't had any dinner because I hadn't had chance. So Skippy didn't want to eat because she ate on the aircraft just before we landed. So we stopped off at a fish and chip shop. So I purchased some, I had chicken and chips, and then we drove home. As soon as we got in the house, I said to Skippy, go and get yourself on the sofa and cover yourself with the duvet. I said, I'll let the boys in. I could hear the boys whimpering at the door. They knew I was in, they could hear me. So they were whimpering at the doggy day room door. So Skippy covers herself up, and I open the door, let the boys in. They come rushing in to see me, and it wasn't until I got Sooty to jump on the sofa that it all happened. That Skippy was discovered, and that was really good. That was so nice. But then after that, Snoop was just all about food. Snoop's life revolves around food. You'd think he was starving, but he was just chips, and it was the chips and the chicken that did it. So both the boys sat down with me and Skippy, and they had some chicken and chips. Or Snoop had the chips. Sooty doesn't like chips, but they had chicken and chips, and we had cuddles, and that was a lovely evening. Really, really nice evening. So it went really well. There we go. So now Skippy's got to get her head round getting herself readjusted to UK time, so that will probably take a little while for that to happen. She's also unwrapped her bags that had turned up while she was away. She couldn't wait to see what had turned up, and we've got some fantastic bags turned up, guys. So we will do a bag show this coming weekend. It'll probably be about 8 to 10 bags we'll do for you. But Skippy's going to have to start getting all these bags listed. And she's got bags here that she still had to list before she left. So she's got lots and lots of bags to go through the system. So it'll take a while to get them all on. But it's a constant thing, this, because we've constantly got bags coming out and bags coming in. But obviously there's been a little bit of a lull because Skippy's been away, because I haven't been doing anything on her site. Her site is her site, and it's her business, not mine. So once it's all up and running again, guys, It'll be fantastic. This time next week, myself and Skippy are going to be up in Norfolk. This is a week's holiday I've got. Starts on the 20th, finishes on the 24th, so that week. And we're going to go away just for the week. It's Skippy's birthday, so we're going to celebrate Skippy's birthday. And have a fabulous time. It's Skippy, myself and the boys. I've got this rental property up in Norfolk, so it's going to be absolutely fantastic. Not worried about the weather, guys. The weather's the weather, doesn't matter. We're going to make the most of it, doesn't matter. So I'm really looking forward to that. Right, I'm running out of space for cups here. Right, if I do my chopping boards. And get this lot all cleared up, it should make it easier this evening. I'm going to revert back to my normal washing routine this evening, guys, because there'll be more washing to do tonight, so I'll try and do my evening washes for you like I usually do. So this should be the last breakfast wash you get. Last breakfast wash chat, should I say. Oh, and I've got to go to work soon as well. Time-wise now it's 22 minutes past 6. But the boys haven't got to go in the kennel today. The boys can stay in the house with Skippy, so that's lovely. I think the boys will love that. Although I think Snoop will still want the biscuits. Because whenever I took him up to his kennel, I'd always give him biscuits. So he'd always run up the garden to the kennel because he knew he was going to get a biscuit. And likewise, when I used to go and get them out of the kennel, I'd take my biscuit as well. So he got a double biscuit, one going up and one coming down. Right, there you go. Right, that's the boards done. Let's do the plates, do the big plates. So it's Terrible Tuesday today, so we'll find out what's installed today. Shouldn't be too bad. I did get a sales car onto my ramp just before I left. In the last half an hour before I left, I had to get a sales car in. So that's there on my ramp, ready to be pulled to bits. So I'm going to do that when I get to work this morning. And I love that because I can go in and I've got a job straight away. Yesterday, Monday, I hadn't got any jobs left from the previous week. So I stood around for a little while waiting for something to turn up. But nothing was turning up, so I went, swept my floor, my workshop space, swept it out and then washed the floor, and it came out really well. And then the first jobs turned up, so it worked out quite well in the end. So I've got a lovely clean bay. That's that one. So yes, I've got a sales job on my ramp ready to jump into. It is a sold unit, so everything I find should be straightforward and done. It's quite a new car, it's literally just coming up for its first MOT, so it'll be an MOT service and any other preparation work I can find. So that should be good. I think it's a fairly low mileage car as well. That's it. Right, we're on the bowls now. I've got a Weetabix bowl, look. That hasn't been out for a while. And we also fired up the flat white, the coffee machine, last night. That's the first thing Skippy had. As soon as she got in, she went and sat herself down. And I dished my chicken and chips up, and I made Skippy a flat white. And yeah, we're back to normal. Saying that, Skippy did have a milky coffee this morning because I said we've got lots of milk to get through. And yeah, I did put a bottle of milk in my freezer because everybody said to me, oh, you can freeze milk. And so I thought, right, I'll put a bottle in there because I hadn't got any more room for milk anyway. So I thought, right, I'll put a bottle in the freezer and I'll try it, and it froze really well. And I thought, right, as a trial, I took it out of the freezer. It was a couple of nights ago I did this, and I stood it in the sink overnight. I thought, I'm not going to leave it on the side because if the bottle's split, then I'll have milk everywhere. So I stood it in the sink and left it in the sink all night. In the morning, I came down, and it almost all thawed out. There's still some ice in the middle of it, but the rest of it had all thawed out. So yes, it does work, and I didn't know you could freeze milk, so that was good. That's good to know. It is something I could possibly do again if I have to. But yes, so thumbs up to everybody who told me about that. It does work, and it didn't split the bottle. I thought it would split the bottle. The bottle did expand. It was kind of blown up a bit like a balloon. But once the milk had defrosted, or yeah, thawed out, the bottle resumed its old shape. But even that, I left that out overnight, and that would have been out from about 10 o'clock at night until I was going to work. So it would have been No, that was at the weekend. So probably been 7 o'clock in the morning, something like that. That has still got ice in the middle of it. So yeah, amazing. But anyway, that was lovely. So that did work. So thank you all very much for that. Right, we're just about finished. This is just the dog bowls to go. And what I'll do is I'll put this video on for you guys for a morning video. And then I'll do my usual for you and put some videos on during the day. A couple of videos, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. And then we can start filming again when I get home. And yes, relax. That's it. Last bowl done. Tip this away. Oh. Rinse it out, it's got lots of bubbles again. I better check that front door step because I think I've got some more milk to turn up today. Haven't looked out the front door yet. It's still very dark outside, really dark. And it did stay drizzly even when I strode to Stansted Airport last night to pick up Skippy. It was still very drizzly. So I don't know what it's like today. But I'll tap the weather up in a minute on my phone just to see what to expect. But hopefully it's going to be a little bit brighter than it was yesterday. But saying that, it was really mild yesterday. It wasn't cold, which was a good day for Skippy to come back because I think if it had been really cold, she'd have felt it. But as it was, I let her control the temperatures in the car on the way back, and she ended up winding the temperature down because she got too hot. So I did take a blanket in the car just in case she wanted to wrap herself up, but she didn't use it. So, right guys, I'm going to sign out now. I'm going to sort this video out and put it on the system for you, and then I shall be going to work. So it's nearly 7:30 now, 6:27, so I'll load this now, and then I shall speak to you guys a little bit later. Okay then, bye-bye.